Hey.
Welcome back, Peace of Your Mind family. And you guys already know how we like to kick it off, man. In order to take accountability for what has passed and what will be, there's no time like presently. So for those with mouths and ears, can we have a moment of your time? We want to gain some perspective. Can we have a piece of your mind?
What up?
What's good, Hector?
Not much, bro. Been a good week, been a good day. I mean, how about you, bro?
Well, I like to hear, man. It's been a good week too, man. No matter what's going on, bro, I have more good to talk about than bad, bro. I don't really be holding
Love it.
on to like the bad stuff, man. You'll never catch me talking to you about how somebody cut me off in traffic.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you might if it just happened.
Right. I get you. I feel you, cause yeah, man, we gotta wash away that negative shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? We let it carry, we let it linger too much, man. It get too heavy, man. Not for me. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Hey man, I know we had to get started today a little late, man. I know you were telling me you had some things to do.
Yeah.
We're building on knowledge, volleyball going on.
Yep.
You got your son playing volleyball. You got your woman doing the coaching.
Yep.
What was the plans, man?
Yeah, so this weekend was a volleyball weekend for real. So Friday night, I pick Aiden up and I take him out, we go play pool. We played like 7 games and he beat me in 3 games, man. He got me 3 times, bro.
That's almost half, man.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive, man. Every time we played,
y'all took it to game 7, like the playoffs, man.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It was 3 up, bro, and then we went to game 7 to finish it. And he's a good player, man. The kid is sharp.
He's learning quick.
And he said something. I want to share something that was so cool, man. Like we was playing, and I tell them, I'm like, babe, go ahead and when you're holding the pool cue, stabilize that hand, make that hand strong and steady. You know what I'm saying? And he listened to me, and he finds himself a nice little stance where he could put his hand in that was comfortable. And he looked at his hand, and he paused, and he looked at me. He was like, I really love my hands, Dad. And I was like, yo, that's dope, man. And I used that as an opportunity, man. I was like, babe, that's cool, man, because your hands are powerful. These are tools. These things act out whatever this tells it to do. You know what I'm saying? So they are a direct reflection of your action because they won't do what you don't tell them to do, kind of shit.
Yeah.
Have some pride in that, man, because he's got long, big, strong hands, man. His fingers are long. He's got my hands. You know what I'm saying? He's got really pretty nails, man. Like he takes care of himself, man. But for him to like notice it while we were playing pool was cool because like, how often do you go your day, doing something with your feet, with your hands, that you don't even really pay much attention? You're just doing it. You got to move because you got to move.
You know what, Hector, bro? That may speak to him being in the flow. Like, yo, I mean, again, it seems like you've been pressing the gas on like getting him to experience. You know what I mean? And giving him and again, like we talked about this just last week, the movie Soul. When he was a young man and went to the jazz thing with his dad. That's when he realized that's when it hit him that jazz was his thing, bro. So I mean, and it's no surprise that you and him would have similar interests because I would imagine you and him have similar strengths. I mean, he is of your DNA. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. So yeah, it was an opportunity, man. And then I had a conversation with a coworker, and then Kate said something. Kate and I had a conversation, and she said something. But what Kate said was that tabletop, that's our universe. That's our world. Right there in that moment, there are rules and laws in which we've got to abide by. You know what I'm saying? The ball hits a ball a certain way, kind of thing. We control like that whole Big Bang thing. And it's cool because like we're so in the zone in that moment that, we're so focused on what's going on, but we're still very mindful of the world around us. You know what I'm saying? And I had a conversation with a coworker, and she kind of opened my mind up to it a little bit. And she was telling me something about like, she remembers that, going on a date with her husband, who was her husband when they were in the dating stage.
Yeah.
They went to like a restaurant, and You know, you were eating, so you're kind of being like real, you know, timid and careful and cautious when you're eating. And then you go to the movies and you don't even really talk to each other. You're watching the movie and you're worried about, you know, if oops, I touched your shoulder, you know, you're like on an anxious kind of level. But shit
Yeah,
like pool, that's a great way to do an icebreaker date. Like you could really get to know someone because while you're playing, you could have such a deep conversation and really get to know someone. Look them in the eyes the whole time and like, you know, almost like, yo, that's cool, but I never really thought of that. Like that's a dope idea
yeah,
for a
yeah,
date. So I'm gonna let y'all all have that one. But man, I thought, hey, that's cool, man, because you know what, my son is equipped for whenever he's ready to, you know, get into the dating scene. He's got something he can share with someone else, man, and it would be a cool experience because that's all he's had so far were cool experiences with this. So yeah, I was going left a little bit with that one, but I'm just like, yo, this it's crazy just how much opportunity this one thing can open up for him to be aware of the world around and within kind of shit. And that makes me really
yeah.
happy that yeah, we're chasing that, you know? And so yeah, so anyway, picked him up Friday, we went to play pool, had a great time. Um then on Saturday, he had his second volleyball game, dub number two, win number two.
Hey,
Shout out to the
hey.
stars, shout out to Coach Kate. They did really well, man. And from last week to this week, dude, it was crazy just how much their teamwork shot up, their confidence shot up. And you know, these are teenagers, you know, all of them 13 and up. Like, so it's
Mhm.
cool. It's cool to see that development happen that fast. You know what I'm saying? To see them really come out the shell that quick. And Aiden really owned his role. There's another girl on his team that she's a leader. She's a natural born leader. You know, she's all about encouragement. She's all about inclusivity. And it's cool because she's got such a cool attitude while doing it. And Aiden was really right there with her the whole time. Words of encouragement, you know, just reminding people about their strengths, stay with it kind of. Yo, it's so cool to see kids do that, man. That
Yeah,
age. It's like, yo, this is this. You know, this is what I want to see out of my kid. And I can only imagine everybody wants that, man. That leadership quality, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what we did Saturday. And then today, earlier today, 8 a.m. till, gosh, like just a little after 3. They're still playing right now, by the way. Actually, they probably just finished. They're getting ready to wrap it up.
yeah.
But it was a college tournament, college level tournament. So we've got all different sorts of colleges out here in Colorado. But the tournament was being held at the Colorado Mines. Um, and they had Metro State, they had CSU, bunch of different colleges. And
Yeah, yeah.
we got
Shout
out
out to
there.
the colleges.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. It's such a cool sport to see at the college level. Volleyball is dope, bro. Like these dudes, yo, there's no team sport like volleyball, man, when you go see that. But we went to go support Aiden's older brothers. He's got 2 older brothers on his mom's side. And they're great players, very good at teamwork, very good at communication. And we got to see that leadership happen there. Aiden got to get to see a piece of that too. And yeah, we were there to support them, you know, kind of watch and cheer them on and let Aiden and Kate both learn something from that experience, kind of just see
Yeah,
what it
I
was
like,
like.
yo, I like that. Even though they're not biologically yours, you're still taking the time and the energy and putting an effort to still go show support. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Even with the disconnect that some of the stories you tell me about you and your son's mother. I know it's not the perfect relationship, and whose relationship is, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, like it's really a good quality to have. Like as a man, that's something we should be trying to do. We should be like trying to like step up. You know what I mean? Like in trying to co-parent, or you know what I mean. And even if we can't co-parent with the other parent, like that doesn't mean we mistreat the kids or don't show them our best self. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I honestly, bro, when I be thinking back on like maybe like all just about all my exes that had a girl that had a kid, or you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I got a bunch of kids I don't talk to. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
I know they wasn't biologically mine, but it feels like that. But I
I
do
feel
try to
it.
keep it. But with my two, I got two. For those who don't know, I'm biologically a father of two
Mm-hmm.
boys, and they both have different mothers. And somehow throughout the years, and I've had I have turbulence, I have trials and tribulations with them, but we've always managed to stay some kind of connected to try to do some kind of co-parenting. I ain't gonna tell you it's easy though. I ain't gonna tell nobody that shit easy. It
Nah,
ain't, but
it ain't. It really isn't. But
it's
it's
dope
worth it,
though.
man. It's worth the effort, because and I can speak on firsthand from this growing up. With my father not being around, and then my mom trying to find love and trying to find a man that will love her, respect her, and then still include me. That was a hurdle for her too. And then when she found my stepdad, Owen, and they got married, I was already like a teenager, man. I'm in my own head. I don't
Yeah,
I don't need nothing, nobody kind of shit. So I know that wasn't easy for them either. Just as much as it wasn't easy for me. So like the better you can be, with your the person you may have shared some time with and have a child with, the easier that you can communicate with the person, the better off that kid is going to be, because being in a blended family is hard, man. That's hard work. And
yeah,
that's not just some work of, one individual is going to make all the change. Everybody has to show up, even the kids. So if the kids aren't healthy, they're going to be they're going to be detached. They're going to be so displaced and unsure, and that's just tough, man. So having a blended family is like one of the hardest things to do. But it's worth it, man. It's worth definitely having that communication with the other parent. Just because, you know what I mean? Like these kids never asked for that situation, so why make them victims of it? You know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's hard, man. But like, yeah, Frank, like you said, bro, it was difficult for us. It still is, and maybe one day it'll change. I'll be honest with you, I'm not holding my breath, but I welcome if it comes. If it comes, I welcome it. And you're right. I was a part of that relationship for over a decade, and so her older children, I love them. You know what I'm saying? I got to see them grow up. I got to meet them before they were teenagers and watch them grow into men. I
Yeah,
watched
like
them enter.
they're still being active too, man.
Yeah, man, and they look good doing it too, bro. They're physically fit. They look like they are happy. They are just content and doing life, bro. They are really getting it. And that's admirable of their character, knowing what they went through in their past, what they went through recently. You know what I'm saying? Because this whole thing affected them too in some ways. But to
Yeah,
see them being able and willing to support their little brother, like, yeah, man, I got to be out there to support them too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's good for them. It's good for Aiden. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
that's just all it comes down to. It ain't even about a me thing. It's about them.
Hey
And
man,
I feel like,
listen, I can picture Aiden getting better at volleyball every summer, man. Just going out there
oh,
and playing with his college brothers, okay?
absolutely. Because here's
He's
the thing.
slamming it down.
He already started before them. They didn't start playing volleyball until they were like 15, 16. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
he's already doing that a couple of years ahead of them. By the time he's their age, oh yeah, man, him learning from them, him having his own experiences, he's gonna be solid, bro. He's gonna be solid, and I'm gonna encourage it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From start to finish, I'm gonna encourage it all the way, man. So it's handy to have that additional help with that support for all that, man. It makes a big difference in his character and in his
Yeah,
qualities.
Hector, I wanna bring up something I've been taking in from Atomic Habits, and he
Mm,
talked about changing your behavior, or you become who you are because of your environment, right? So that's why it's
right.
important to be in places where things are happening. So, for example, now because he plays in volleyball and his brothers play volleyball, he has an environment that possibly volleyball could be a bigger thing. You get what I'm saying? So
Yep. Yep.
now he has more of a chance to be more of a volleyball athlete. Like, you get what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because he's surrounded with more people who like that sport.
Yep.
In the book he talked about you know what? I don't want to mess up the story, but it was like 6 guys who went to like a certain camp, and those 6 guys, it was like some kind of space camp or something like that, right? And
Mm,
out of those 6 guys, 4 of them became astronauts. So you can imagine they were in this camp, and they used to talk about their dreams and share their dreams and stuff like that. Like, and 4 of them became astronauts. You get what I'm saying? Or
yeah.
is that to say that these are the only 4 people in the world that wanted to become astronauts? No, I
Nah.
doubt it. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's dope, man. that full circle. I know you always talking about. You like having, man. You got the brothers. You got the brothers supporting the brothers, man.
Yeah, that's it. You know, it's all love, man. And that's the thing I respect most about them is that, you know, they were able to continue that respect and that love for their younger brother. And they're much older than Aiden, bro.
Yeah.
There's a significant age gap. But that never was a problem. You know what I'm saying? They were always there to support, always there to hang out with age appropriate things. You know, hey, let's go to the arcade, or hey, let's go to the movies, or hey, let's just go hang out, have a boys' night, do whatever. Always, always one of their strongest suits was, you know, including Aiden, and he knows that, man. So for him to really enjoy what they're doing and want to be a part of it, man, absolutely, absolutely, I'm all about it. Play for whatever college, whatever school, we'll get you into volleyball. He asked me, I delivered, and now he's executing well, man. And it's fun to see that shit, man. It is so cool to see that fire like burn hot, man, in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's an attractive flame. You know, it's a warm aura, man. It's so dope. So just watching him grow and his level of confidence, literally, Frank, since like mid-October to mid-November, man, that level of confidence in my son has shot through the roof, bro. And it's cool as a parent to witness that, man, to see that boy grow. Because
you know what? I don't think we realize how fast our kids, like, things catch our kids. Remember, we got to remember these people, these young people are empty vessels. Like, we haven't poured anything into them for real. So, like, to take something that you feel is important, and I think you should learn, and just have them, listen to an audio book when you guys are riding in the car. Whatever little information he's taking in from the book, like, it's really sticking with him because he's already an empty vessel. You know what I mean? He hasn't lived enough life to let the bullshit outweigh, like, the good stuff. Like,
yeah. And I plan on making sure that all the good shit will always outweigh the negative shit. I'm creating a mindset so that, if the rainy day comes, let it hit your face, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy the rainy day. Because you know what? There's lessons to be learned in that. And, like 50 said, man, sunny days wouldn't be special if it wasn't for rain. Joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. That's true. You got to have that balance, man. You got to have the good and the bad to really appreciate either of them, to really appreciate the situation that you're in, and to really be mindful, man. Because how could you ever get ahead if you're always too far ahead or too far behind? You know what I'm saying? There's just no balance there. So you got to have some give and take with that. And I really believe give and take comes with everything, bro. Relationships, hobbies, finances. You got to have some give and take, man. And it's just up to the individual to know how much you need. And it just, that shit comes with experience. And so, I'm sending my kid out there to have experiences, bro. And it's too good as a parent to do that shit. And so, speaking about parenting, bro, I saw the video on Instagram, man. You was doing the push-ups up there. You had your boys come in. You had them show the no shave and all. I love that.
No shave November, man. And the push-up challenge. So, heck, since you brought it up, like, last week, I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this opportunity to try to, like, push myself to, like, start going on live, start trying out the Instagram live. Like, I always had this little, I don't know, I don't be wanting to be on live. So I started the push-up challenge. I went on Twitch, right? And I don't think I fully understand Twitch yet. I don't think I fully understand Twitch yet. And so now I'm just like kind of just turning around my plans. I'm thinking I'm going to take it more to Instagram, but I want to do all 1,000 of my push-ups on Instagram. I want to see if I can motivate anybody else to join in on the push-up challenges. And I'm going to say collectively, by myself, I'm trying to do 1,000, but collectively, I got St. Jude's X amount of push-ups because this is how many people, joined in on the challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to, like, I don't know. I'm gonna try to jump back up there tomorrow too. I think I want to try to get like my push-ups in for the day every morning at like 6:15. But I got some catching up to do, bro. I'm gonna try to count them out on video only because
Yeah,
I
but I
haven't been
feel
counting my push-ups anyway, man.
it. So I figured, yo, with like me doing 50 push-ups a day, if I continue to push through every single day, by the end of the month, I'm gonna have 1,500 push-ups, which I'm like, cool. I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah.
you can have your 1,000. Here's 500 more. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But yeah, I feel like, yo, you've been way more active and way more fit with your summer Sundays, and you've been intentional with your workouts. You know what I'm saying? For not only just for the physical gain, but for just that physique to last you, for that longevity's sake, to be, a healthy older man. So I feel like, bro, you could probably pump out 75 a day if you do them in just, 20 reps here and there, 10, 15s or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
I absolutely believe you can do that, no problem, bro. So yeah, you could hit that 1,000 mark very quickly. I believe it, bro, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, man, I don't think there's any worry there how many you catch up.
Yeah, I was thinking push come to shove. If the last 10 days I'll just do 100 a day, man.
There you
But
go.
I'll figure it out, man. I'll figure it out.
I like it. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, man, I'm a creature of habit, bro. So I'm a man of consistency, man. So I figured, you know what, 50 a day, that'll give me a solid round number I like. And if I want more, I'll put in more. But like I feel like I'm content with that goal of 1,500. 1,000 for St. Jude,
Hey, man,
500 for
listen.
me.
You got a whole month to hit 1,000, man. If you want to do if you want to do one for day one and two for day two and start, to play all the way
Yeah,
up to 30 days, you can do
exactly.
it, man. So.
Absolutely. And that's all it takes, man. Just a little willingness. We talk about that a lot on here, man. A lot of willingness. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this challenge is just one of those selfless things, man. Just kind of bringing awareness to it, because specifically St. Jude is more for children and the families that are suffering that really difficult situation. But shit, we had Joy Isley up here at one point. You know what I'm saying? And she herself is a cancer survivor. So I feel like it's just a really cool thing to just make that awareness, man, that people are fighting a real tough battle, man. And so when they make it through that shit, yo, yeah, cheer them on while they're doing it, cheer them on when they succeeded, man. And this is just one small way we could do that. So that's why I got behind it, really. Just
Yeah.
to, just to tip my hat to all those, man, that fight, because that's a hard fight. There's no question about it. That's a hard fight. So it's just dope to bring awareness to it. And hey, for the physical
Yeah.
game, man, doing some push-ups, man, it make me feel good too. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, yeah, it's a win-win, man. That's blessings on blessings there. Getting yourself healthy and doing it for a good cause, man.
That's it, bro. That's
Yeah.
it. I ride with stuff like that. I like getting behind things like that, man. It's
Yo,
an inclusive challenge.
heck, man, I've been doing I've been real intentional about like this environment design thing, trying to change my habits and some of my routines. Like I built myself a best self routine, and not to say I be on point every day,
Right.
or whatever, but I'm working on it, right? So, every day I'm coming up with new strategies. I built out a gym downstairs, right? And then I had this idea. I want to start putting like signs on. I want to start putting certain signs around the house to remind me of something I could be doing next. Like,
Mm.
so I'm trying to start a ritual every morning. 6:15, I go downstairs. I weigh. I do my weigh in. I write down my body fat percentage, right, on my board, and then
Okay.
I get to my 45-minute workout, my hour workout. That's what I want to make my morning ritual, right? So the
Mm.
ritual is weigh in, write it up. By the time I'm done, I want to remind myself like, yo, I need to figure out what's for lunch and dinner today. So I want to put a sign like right on the door as if I'm right when I'm walking out the door to remind me to stop and think about, yo, what's for dinner today.
Mm. Okay.
Um, and it's a concept I actually picked up from a lot of my favorite books. So Atomic Habits. This is one that they like to use. It's
Okay.
called Q. What is it? Cue, Craving, Response, Reward. So this is like the cycle in which like all our habits kind of occur.
Okay.
And here's another one of my favorite ones. The One Thing.
Yep. Yep.
So, and the idea behind it is like they tell you a bunch of principles in these books. They teach you a bunch of like exercises you can do. And then they give you something like this, just an image, a real simple image. And all is really geared towards is to get you to remember like maybe some of the concepts for you to kind of think the one thing, like, you know what I'm saying? You just stick it up in your environment somewhere to remind you.
Yeah.
So I picked up that concept from there, and I'm like, yo, you know what? I also want to get like a sign or something. And I was gonna bother you because I know you can make signs and stuff. I
Oh
want to
yeah.
get one for like my front door, like
Okay.
maybe not, yeah, maybe something for like my front door. Because when I walk in, I feel like yo, I should be speaking my affirmations a little more, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I should make it like a thing where like yo, I hit my door, like yo, say your gratefulness for the day. You know what I'm saying? Speak your affirmations.
Yeah.
Because I do them sporadically, but you know what I mean. Some of these things I want to make routine. You know what I
I
mean?
like
It doesn't hurt.
No, not at
So
all. I don't know. There's nothing but a benefit from that, man. Because you remind yourself, that you love you, but that you're worth it too, kind of thing. So that's what those affirmations are, man. They're just positive words for the self. Because like we going left a little bit. How many times do we get in front of the mirror a day to brush our teeth? 2-3 times a day. And are we looking at ourselves and really noticing it, or are we just looking past and just kind of seeing everything else? Do we see anything at all? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
that's an affirmation is a good way to to reflect that you are worth it. You do love you despite whatever, and that's a healthy mindset, man. Because when you
hey,
start
you
to
know
love
what?
you, yeah, go ahead.
Staying left with you, Hector. If I came off of work and I had a long day, and I'm feeling like right before I hit the door, I'm feeling like yo, today was a fucking drag or whatever. I
Mm.
see the signage the little symbol that just reminds me, yo, what's the gratefulness for today? Hey, I was born rich, by the way, man. That's my other one.
Yeah.
You know what? What's the words for the day? You know what I mean? It might pick me up right before I get in the door and into the house with my family. You
Yup.
know what I mean? The stress of the day, they don't need to feel none of that. You know what I mean? I gotta
Yeah.
come through the door my best self, just like I left you. Hopefully, I left my best self too. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's it, bro.
maybe I put one on the door going in and on the door going out. Why not? A preparation affirmation and a reflection one or something. You know what I mean?
That's it, bro. We got a sign. So when you open the front door, you can see straight through the living room into the kitchen. But we have the stairwell that goes upstairs, and you can see right there. Kate and I put up a sign that says to be mindful or be respectful of the energy you bring into this space. So, like when you walk in the door, that's one of the first things you see, and it's big and it's like in your face kind of shit. And it's like, yeah, man, be respectful of the energy you bring into this space, because it's like, yo, this is a safe space. This is sanctuary. My lady and I, we worked hard to have what we have. We worked hard to develop and build our blended family and share a space, with four of us, four different personalities, but we share this space. But we are very cognizant of the idea that, some days are not going to be good. But do we need that bad energy floating around? Nah, man. Be mindful.
Yeah.
So whatever we're taking in, if it don't need to be in here, man, check it at the door. You know what I'm saying? TSA, check that shit. Leave it back there, man. We don't want it. So, like,
Yeah.
yeah, we mindful of the energy, bro. So I like that, bro. Putting something right there in front of you, right in your environment. That's such a simple, but it's such an effective way to remind yourself of that thing to do, man. Going back again to the example with the apples, bro. You put apples in front of you, you're gonna eat a little healthy snack kind of thing. It's so true, Frank.
Yeah.
I've really been doing that, man, and I feel like a lot more people could benefit from that. But I'm loving that you getting ready to do that for you, even more so, because I noticed that you do that quite often, Frank. You've got bulletin boards up to your left right there, and you've got notes, and yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like you are set up for that.
Yeah.
You've always been really good at that, man. And so, like, to see you want to do that in more spaces, not just the space you chill, but maybe the spaces that you find yourself in passing, through some doorway, some threshold, down the hallway or something. You see something there that'll remind you. So if you fill all your spaces with that good energy, bro, how could you ever fail? You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
will never
Yeah.
fail.
Yeah. You know what? And the thing is, it's not to get it when we're trying to change our habits, right? When
Mhm.
one of the things it said in the book as well is it's not about getting it right 100% of the time. It's about getting it right most of the time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We're gonna mess up. We're human. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I made myself my best self schedule, but I don't beat myself up when I don't get to everything on my schedule. You know what I mean? It's more so of a reminder when the day comes and I wake up and I'm just like in la la land and I'm just like, what can I do today? Like, or I'm just not feeling motivated. Maybe I'll open my journal and reread what my vision is. What am I doing this for? Why do I wake up every day? What is the purpose? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. I just want to change my habits, bro. So I'm trying to think of like different ways to do it. This probably would be the signage thing probably be beautiful for somebody who really appreciate the aesthetics in their home,
Yep.
appreciate the aesthetics in their home, and they
Yep.
don't
Yep.
want no ugly sign up. But all
Yeah,
right, well you need to
exactly.
hurry up and change your habit. Until then, this ugly sign gonna stay up here, okay?
That's it, bro. Like, yeah. And yeah, we could hook you up, Frank. Yo, if you need a sign, bro, Kate and I, we could make that happen, man. We could make something real pretty out of that, where you could feel like you could hang it up on the wall, and that could be considered a piece of art, bro. Like we could really achieve that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not an issue, man. So once you got the idea down, bro, you bring it this way, man. We'll hook it up, and we'll get
Yo,
that going.
understand the power of the sign. People, anybody who has a home, anybody who has a space that they own, like the power of a sign. Like you want some things to change around your house. You living with some people, put some signs up. They read it. They read it. Hey, wash the fucking dishes when you're done. Okay, put it right by the damn sink. All right,
Yeah,
somebody gonna come looking for me if I don't wash the dishes. All right.
for real.
You ever see people put up signs like no, pick up your dog poop right in front of their house. If the sign was never there, if they probably have 9-10 times more poop than they actually do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Signs are powerful. They put a handicap sign on, you ain't parking there. You know what I
exactly.
mean?
That's to be honest, bro, like that's kind of why I got into the field I got into, because I like being creative and I love the arts. But I always thought about it like in a weird abstract way. Like, man, if let's say the world was going into like some zombie apocalypse or something, right? Something crazy
Yeah.
just came up. You're gonna want your artists. You're gonna want your people that know how to create signage. You're gonna want those people that can create that stuff because that's gonna help fill the world up back with some beauty. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
without it, everything is just gonna feel mundane. It's gonna be hard to connect to a place that's not thriving right in front of you. So yeah, I kind of got into that field because like, man, I like the idea of being able to be creative and show someone else's creativity. Help build signage to say, yeah, this for this, that for that, make it pretty kind of thing. And I really like all that stuff, man. And yeah, that navigation, man. Navigation is hard, bro. And I'm not talking about like with GPS and Google, whatever. Talk about navigation of figuring shit out. There's no book that tells you how to be a good father, a good mother. You know what I'm saying? There's no book that tells you, this is how you be the best relationship, the best partner for any kind of relationships. It's all through experience, man. And through experience, that's that navigation that I'm talking about. You got to find your way through that shit. So why not
Yeah.
make it pretty along the way, right? So that's
Yeah.
yeah, bro. I feel you on that, man. Like it, I feel like it should be a requirement everywhere, man. You damn right, clean the dishes, but we'll make it real pretty and put flowers and shit. We
Yeah.
telling you to do something without
Bro, put a little smiley face. Clean your fucking dishes.
yeah.
All right, thank you.
You won't be mad at that. You'll look at it, you smile, but like, all right, I'm gonna clean the dishes, and that's that.
Right. We don't have
But
a maid here. All right.
yeah, right. Shit, we ain't got one of those, man. I don't know. Oof. But yo, you and I, Frank, we had a conversation a little earlier this week, man. Kind of shifting gears here, bro, because
Mhm.
we talked about habits, right? And we talked about intention, and then just kind of like
Oh,
navigating.
wait, before you
Yeah,
go, can you more intention, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You said intention. Now, I want to talk about what I realized with intention since me and you've been on this whole intention tip, right?
Mhm.
So, with the whole signage idea, right? It's not enough just to take a little picture and put a burger up here and say this is going to remind me of to make my meal. Like when you got to be real intentional with the sign. You make this sign and then you write out what that sign is for. Like literally write it out. This sign is to remind me to prep my meals before right after my workout, right? And you put that sign up wherever you're going to put it up. When your mind focuses on this sign, in your head you're going to say that sign is to remind me to make my meal, to figure out my meal for the day, right?
Right.
But at some point, what's going to end up happening? You're going to put the sign up, but at some point, what's going to end up happening is your mind is not going to focus on it anymore. It's just going to be in the background. It's like it's there, but it's not there. You see it, but you don't see it, right?
Right.
But what happens is subconsciously we still pick up on it. You know what I mean? So our subconscious is still picking up, even when our focused attention isn't paying attention to it. Our subconscious kind of catches it in here and it says, "Oh yeah, that's right. We got to figure out our meal." It eventually becomes second nature. You know what I mean? You don't really need the sign. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's what we're trying to. You need a little intentionality behind it to get to where you're going.
Yeah, because then you start to develop a habit around that shit. Because you're right. Yeah. At some point, your mind is gonna focus it out. But like you just said, that subconscious mind is gonna pick it up. So you're gonna be doing something and be like, oh man, yeah, I need to make sure I'm worried about what I'm eating today. Am I gonna consume something healthy or whatnot? Whether you put all your attention into the sign or not, you're going to see it enough to remember every day, oh, I need to worry about that thing. But not even so much worry about it, because, worry is a loose word. But you need to be cognizant of that thing, of that idea. What I'm going to do. What am I going to do?
If I'm being my best self, I'm making my meal for the day.
That part. Yes, sir. Yeah, it's necessary, man. So I'm going to jump back into the thing I was going to bring up with what you just said, because, you talk about habits, man. Yo, Frank, I was an angry teenager. You know what I'm saying?
And
through that anger, I did stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? I did stupid shit. And I'm sure a lot of us have.
Yeah, man.
And I allowed that to be a habit of mine. I always kind of met things with anger. Like, are you coming at me crazy? Because I'm crazy. You know what I mean? Like, don't challenge me. I welcome the challenge. It wasn't okay to do that. And so, growing up and being more mindful and being a little bit more intelligent and more intentful, I became emotionally intelligent. So, if I'm happy, I want to share that happiness. I want other people to feed off of that. If I'm really sad, I want to kind of close myself away until I could figure it out, because I don't want people to carry that energy with me or with them, And if I'm mad, being angry is very contagious, man. That's not a good one to have, bro.
Yeah.
And
the anger is a serious thing, bro. It definitely is. I could definitely relate to what you were saying. And I mean, our generation, bro. There probably was a whole bunch of us that was angry for real, bro. Like some of the things I go through with my boys now, right, Hector. There's really like this thing that comes up. Now I feel like I'm kind of going left, but what really comes up is like I start to realize like how good they got it compared to how I had it. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes feel more comfortable asking me questions that when I was in my teens and most people that were teens at the time wouldn't dare to ask their parents. Like, you know what I mean? Like my son asking me to get him a hotel room. Like that's something like I would have said in my head, like my parents wouldn't go for that. Like, you know what I mean? And most people would have been like, my parents ain't going for that. But they just like, it just makes me realize like, yo, they really had it. Like they're really more comfortable. We've been able to make them a little more comfortable. And that's cool. You know what I mean? You want these young people you don't want them to feel oppressed because they can't express themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we really come from a different time, actually. You know what I mean?
No, we do. Yeah, we do.
So I could imagine there was probably a lot of us who was dealing with like a lot of anger. I used to have a problem myself. I feel like I used to bottle everything up. So when something that would happen that would typically anger somebody, I would instead of getting angry, I would just hold it.
Yep.
I would just hold it till I can't hold it no more, and then something stupid and little happens, and the next thing you know, my anger is like over the top. You know what I'm saying? Because now everything is flowing out that pissed me off previously. And Hector, I really thank God, because it was something I can't say I grew out of it, but it was something I learned to not It's like, it was a way I yearned to not be. Like, from like, it was like when I was 16 when I really started like trying to like contain it. You know what I mean? And you know, I had my stigmas about like therapy back then. Like, I ain't want to see no therapist. Like, well, I don't need no therapist.
Right.
But you know, I was like, I didn't like being angry. You know, and I can think I remember like 13, 14, being so angry one time, my heart started hurting, bro. Like, and that's when it was like really real for me. Like, yo, I gotta calm down. Like, I'm young as hell. Why my heart hurt, bro? You know what I mean? So I could definitely relate to what you were saying with the anger. It's something we definitely like. Yo, we are stronger if we can. Like, a lot of people think their anger is strength. Like, yo, that's allowing the control that you don't have to be out of control. You're letting your out of controlness be in control. You know what I'm saying? Real control is when you can control you're out of control. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I like that. I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So.
Yeah. Yo, it's you know, that's the thing, man, too. Like, each emotion is super powerful. You know what I'm saying? They all got their benefits and they've all got their, you know, their cons, but you know, anger is a dangerous one, man, because anger doesn't typically do a whole lot of good. You know, because you're you know, those you and I spoke about this and you know, very vaguely, and then, you know, I had a conversation with my brother, man, and you know, we talked about this thing called what we labeled as rage thoughts. Like, when you are so angry, you really start to contemplate, like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it because I'm feeling rage. Like, it starts to get the
Gotta
best
get
of
that
you.
adrenaline out.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just like, man, you know, I found myself with rage thoughts in the past, man, and you know, I'm really happy to have them out of my life, man, for real. I'm in control of that. But that didn't just come overnight, you know, that came through years of being aware. Like, man, I used to play football, right? And when I played flag football, you know, I'm 5'8", 155 pounds. I'm not a big guy, but I would play on the offensive line, on the defensive line, so I could push somebody around. And, you know, there's guys that are 200, you know, 6'2", 250, solid dudes. And I would put them on their ass because I would let all my anger, all of it out. Boom. Sorry, dude. Like, you just happen to be the target in front of me. And it wasn't fair to do, but that's like only one of the places that you're allowed to kind of do that in a way.
Yeah.
And I used it. I channeled it. I allowed it so that way, once I put a couple of dudes on their asses, I could be like, oh man, I feel good now. I'm good for a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? I don't have this anger in me no more. And so I learned, like, I got to channel it. I have to kind of focus that energy in a good way because anger is really destructive. I used to go to the kickboxing gym and I would paint the bag as, you know, like mentally, I would paint the bag. All right, what is this? This is, you know, right now this bag is taxes. Fuck it, I'm going to beat the shit out of this bag. I hate taxes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I would let it out, bro. I would just kick the shit out of that thing, and it felt good because not only did it exhaust me, you know, physically I was tired, but mentally I felt incredible. I felt so good, man, because there it is. It's out. It's done. I don't need to carry it anymore.
Hey, man, better out of a punching bag than somebody's freaking car window or something. You know
Somebody's
what I mean?
anything, and somebody's
Yeah.
anything, for real. Yeah, for real.
Somebody's car. Yeah.
So it took years to realize, like, man, I did have good outlets to let that shit go. And then having conversations about it, man, like what we're doing right now. I couldn't talk to anybody when I was angry. I couldn't talk to anybody about shit I was angry about because it would get me all hyped again. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, bro.
being aware of that, you know, it took a lot of practice, man. And so, like, you know, I bring this up, Frank, because, like, I know, you know, there's still some people in our lives that are dealing with, you know, that they're not fully in control, as you said, man. When you're not fully in control, you know, you're letting your out of control self be in control. That's not healthy, man. That's not a healthy route to follow, bro. And I really agree and believe in that, bro.
Imagine we all have like a 9-tailed fox in us, man. Who you letting operate the system for real? Like, you know what I mean? You letting this dude trickle out all the time?
Oh,
You
yo.
remember? You remember the destruction last time when you snapped out of it. You
Mm-hmm.
remember that
Yeah,
mess. You know what I
you
mean?
come to and you witnessed the reckoning that occurred, and you don't even remember it, man, because you was just in that rage mode. Everything needs to go, kind of
Yeah.
shit, and it's not healthy. So yeah, man. And like I said, I bring this up, man, because people I know are still dealing with it, and it hurts my heart, bro, because it's like, man, I was there too, and that's a hard one to navigate, bro. That experience again, going back to that navigation, that full circle, y'all. That's a loop you get stuck in, man. That's a circle that can
Yeah.
keep you stuck. And that
Oh
feeling of
no.
being stuck, oof, oof.
Yo, it you know they say the energy you put out is the energy you're gonna receive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And any like Hector saying, any of those emotions that we make habitual, it starts to feel like it's raining on us. Like it just doesn't stop. There's always something or someone that's gonna make you angry. There's always something or someone that's gonna make you sad. There's always something that's gonna be somebody else's fault. You know what I mean? It's not until we stop that behavior, take notice of that behavior. You know what I mean? Recognize we have an anger issue. Recognize that we have a depression issue or always sad. Like, we gotta recognize it, and then we gotta not want it. Like, that
Yeah,
you have to not want to be there, because when you're in an angry, if you're always putting out angry energy, first of all, you're gonna attract other angry people, because it's literally other people walking around with chips on their shoulders too.
yep,
Then
yep.
you turn into the guy like, oh, this dude said this, that, and the third, this dude, blah, blah. Like, yo, bro, of course he did, because you out there saying this, that, and the third. Like, you putting out the energy, and the energy's coming back.
Right back.
Yo, heck, me and you grew up in one of the craziest cities in Connecticut. Like, you know what I mean? It was always up there on the crime rate,
I didn't do,
the
yeah.
homicides and stuff like that.
Mm.
And you go to other cities, and people talk about Bridgeport like it's the worst place. But bro, I've been here 36 years, man. Like,
Mm.
it's not in small part to the fact that I don't put out that kind of energy, that like certain kind of energy. The people that it's the energy we put out. I'm able to stay safe because I'm not putting out certain energy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not to say anything can happen anywhere. You know what I mean? But if if you're going in spots where they're shooting, then you're more likely to possibly get shot than if
Right.
you're not being in spots that aren't shooting. Like, you know what I mean?
No, that's real, man. And going back to that navigation thing, bro. Frankie, I consider both you, myself, Dion, and all our whole friend group, man, growing up in that hood. We were fortunate to run into kids like ourselves that didn't want that drama. People that were just, let's chill, let's have fun, let's not worry about being part of that crazy shit. Who's tough and who's we got lucky finding that friendship group, because we were really able to confide in each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, really kind of have that peace.
Yeah,
I'm going to
childhood was
Frank
pretty
up,
good,
man.
man.
Yeah.
Childhood was pretty good, man. Overall, I can't complain.
No, absolutely. Considering where I'm at now, man, like, I'm not in the ground, so that's one benefit right there, and where I'm able to kind of what I'm able to kind of deliver to the people I love most, man. Just encouragement and positivity, and just that can do attitude kind of shit. Like, yeah, man, you can be what you want to be. Like, again, going back to, you want to be a podcaster, get up there and record, man.
Yeah.
You want to be a
Heck,
volleyballer, hit the ball. Like, it's just
heck,
that
man.
simple.
One of the most beautiful things, one of the most beautiful stories you ever told me, or like, I ever felt from you, is when you talked about your grandfather. When you mentioned your grandfather and who he was, and how the way he was and the way he raised you up.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And yo, like, those are my favorite stories to hear, man. And I can picture that happening for you in the same sense. Like, you know what I mean? When we're hitting our older ages, they're gonna be your son and your son's gonna be talking about of Hector Rivera. You know what I'm saying? It's like we there was something your grandfather gave off, his energy that you love, and you took that. You're taking the best parts of it, of your childhood, and you're recreating it. You're taking that part of the energy that you learned from him, and you're amplifying it. You're taking it and making it Hector Rivera's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same thing I hope to do, man. Because when I talk about my father, my dad could build a house from the floor up, man. He don't need a plumber, he
Yeah.
don't need an electrician. You know what I mean? I can't do that. I come in to do some of the last minute touches, the aesthetic. You know, I hang a picture for you. You know what I'm saying?
That's true, man. Because it was cool, bro. Like I was in your house, Frank, for years, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember, I swear to God, Frank, every summer it was a new project, bro. It was a new balcony, it was a new room, it was a new extension, something always new happening with the house, bro. And I loved seeing that, man, because, like, when I think about it now, that hindsight, man, it's like, damn, your dad really made that space comfortable for you guys. He really made that place a palace, bro. What's up, man? That's Keyshawn?
Yeah, say hi.
What's up, buddy? How you doing? You look just like Brian, little man. You look just like your daddy. Oh my God.
Yeah, our uncle today. All right, let me finish my podcast, man.
That's cool, man. I love his hair, man.
Yeah,
It's gonna be one handsome boy, man.
that's my book, man.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. But that's why
You
we
like
gotta
driving
be
me crazy with it.
Frank, we gotta be emotionally intelligent for them, right? For the little ones, man. For the ones coming,
Yeah,
bro.
man.
We could teach ourselves something, bro. We could teach them the best of what we learn.
Yeah.
And that's the goal, man. That's the plan, bro. That's so cool.
We could teach it to them and we could show them, man. We got
Yeah.
to lead by example too, man. So.
So taking that what you just said, about the stories about my grandpa, that was a calm dude, man. For the most part, like, that's an island Puerto Rican, man. They stubborn and angry all the time. But like that man, he endured a lot too, man. He endured, just coming on this side of the country, bro, or rather on the state side from Puerto Rico, and then just having to learn how the Americans do it the real way, kind of shit. Jumping into corporate America.
Yeah.
And man, there's lessons to be learned in that shit, and they made it happen, bro. They had a family, they raised all of us, and got us kind of out there with some good tough love and some good lessons, man. But yeah, my grandpa, that dude's a G, man. That's a straight gangster right there, man.
Yeah.
I've seen Grandpa do some stuff that scared the shit out of me. Like, I could not believe you just did that. Like, man. And I thought that was crazy. He is crazy, but I learned through that. I learned through that observation, man, to realize, like, there's always another way to move, man. And, that movement, if it's part of your habit, if you make that a good habitual thing, you will always operate with the best intention. And that's something that I know I got from my grandpa, man, because, if somebody needed to ride across the city, the state, you need a ride in New York, like, he got you. He will take care of you, if you come at him with some good energy and, just know that there is some give and take from it, he will hook you up. My grandpa was that guy, man.
Yeah.
He always had to be fidgeting. He always had to have his hands on something, always having to do something. Frank, like, I remember, like, that guy will wake up early as hell and go outside and just be outside, bro. He was just an outside guy. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to stay in the house for what? Nothing to do. I want to be outside doing stuff. And he would do that, man. You know what I'm saying? So my grandma would stay home, take care of the home, and grandpa would be outside, pulling in some cash, making some money, making some moves and shit. And it's just like cool, man. Like getting to see that hustler nature, but then getting to see that tough guy. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a real tough guy, bro. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
That man is a strong man, bro. So yeah, it was cool to have that parental figure in my life, man. Because my grandpa really, in a lot of ways, was my dad. I lived with them for years, man. So anything I learned through observation. He was a man of little words, but I learned a lot through observation, for real.
Yeah.
And so that set me up, right? Like, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So don't be stupid. That's simple, man.
For
That's
real,
simple. Right?
yeah.
So yeah, for real. I feel like, through all the experiences, through all, the blessings I've had with having good role models, of men too, seeing your father do what he did, seeing my grandpa do what he did, seeing Dion's dad do what I had to got a chance to see some good men do and operate
Yo,
with what
you
they
know what,
had.
Hector? That just that just made me think, bro. You know what, man? We had our village. You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
I feel like society as a whole, like it's so weird because we had things like missing kids and stuff like that going on too when we
Mm.
were kids, but society as a whole is like, yeah, I might be by Dion's kids, like sometimes like kids like super this. I don't know, none of us none of about it for real.
Right.
Uh, things are, you know, playing, uh, since they turned everything to screen, it's like I don't know. Kids, I don't know. It, you know,
Yeah, yo, that
man.
like you said, bro. Like there's so much power. Like, and this is something we say at work all the time too, bro. It takes a village, right? And that's true, bro. Like, your moms, your dad, Dion's mom, Dion's dad, they all looked out for me. They gave me a place of peace and a place to come to. And the same for you guys. Whenever you guys came over, man, it was food, it was peace, it was comfort. Like that's what children deserve. And like what we're doing for our own sons, Frank. We're developing a lot of comfort for them to grow and to be better men. And it's just like that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because like some people think, oh, you got to hit them with tough love all the time. They got to be hard and ready for the outside world. And it's like, yeah, I get that, man. Because I kind of like that tough love too, man. You act a certain way, I'm gonna treat you a certain way, kind of thing. That's what the world's gonna do. But at the same time, man, why not be taught how to deal with it in a peaceful manner? Approach it with love and some happiness and some calmness, because you'll be able to get through it just the same, and if not better, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that whole village mentality, bro, that's a real thing, man. So like, yo, whether it's your kids, my kids, or someone else's kids, man, I'm gonna look out for them. You know what I'm saying? And if a kid ain't acting right, I'll say something. And if a kid is being solid, I'll say something. That words of
That's
encouragement,
one
words of strong.
of the difference. And, like I was working on the bus, and like if people be doing still that, like there was no the child couldn't do anything wrong. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's because of differences happen, but like you know how you say something not perfect, be
Mm.
I mean, you know, dope. You give him some criticism.
Yeah.
Bro, like,
Mm. And
between that, okay?
right. That's the thing, bro. I'm like poor attitude needs to be checked, man, because it's gonna get checked one way or another. You know what I'm saying? Whether I do it or the universe come at you crazy and hit you with some serious shit, man, one way or another, like lessons are coming. So I
Yeah.
promise you, it's gonna be a lot better to receive it the way I'm gonna give it. Okay? But to each their own. There were some people, even myself, bro, knuckleheads. You know what I'm saying? We all learn the hard way, man. And so like that's just what it is. Like, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'm all for just kind of the path of betterment, man. And somebody's got to set that course, man. Because if you can't do it for you, you can count yourself blessed if you've got people in your corner willing to do that for you. That's a rare thing to have, man, for real. Because some people just don't give a shit. Hey, do you? That's not my problem. That's none of my business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's tough, man. So Frank, I'm starting to hear like a bunch of. It sounds like you're breaking up a lot, bro. I don't know if it's your headset dying or.
I don't think it's dying. You close the mouth, then I go ahead.
All right, yeah. It's breaking up real bad, so we're gonna keep it moving. But yeah, I'm gonna jump into the segment we always do, man. I got me a good photo here. And y'all might have seen this. I posted this up on Instagram, and I told you about it, Frank. But I'm kind of bringing it back, man, because this one's kind of an attribute to my son, his character development. I do a lot of shit with intention. So, if y'all never knew, man, I shared this story with a few people, but my son's name is Aiden, and that word stands for little fire. And then it also helps that my son is a Leo. So I figured, like. I got a little fire lion, bro. I mean, that's what my kid is, bro. He's a little fire lion, man. And
And
so the reason I bring this picture into the play, man, is because y'all, when I really think about it, man, like my son really embodies what you see here, man. He's a character. He's full of flame. He's got passion. He's becoming who he's becoming while still owning who he is. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's a beautiful thing, man, to see my son develop into who he's becoming. And that's a possibility for all of us, man. Not just in our kids, not just in someone else's kids, but within ourselves, man. Like me, I'm becoming the dad I've always wanted to have. I wanted a dad who was present. I wanted a dad who was loving, who was understanding, and I feel like I'm becoming that too, more and more every single day. I'm getting to see a good partnership with Kate, man. We had to work for what we got, but it's growing better and better every day. And I love her daughter. I love my son. I love her. Like this blended family I got came through being intentful with passion and shit. So just seeing that shit develop in my own child is beautiful, bro. Like there's nothing more beautiful than that. And so that's what that picture is, man. Just kind of just an awareness to him, to that growth, and that's something that we can all have. And so, kind of going back a couple of weeks ago, Frankie and I were talking about like, I could bring your dream to life, and kind of have that made through the mid journey through the AI. Well, shit, I can make y'all a little chibi character, man. Tell me what your sign is. Tell me what your favorite animal is. We'll get that going. You know what I mean? Like, just to
element.
and this is a piece of art, bro. This is not just something, just to have like for the collection. No, I can hang this on the wall, man, very proudly too. So that's the intent with this one. This one's going up on his wall somewhere, man, wherever he wants to put it, because let him see that every day, man. That little fire lion exists within him, bro. He is a fire lion. So like, yo, go with it, bro. But yeah, man, just like being intentional, being intentional, being mindful, bro. Emotions with life, just be willing, man. Willingness will change the whole game, man. It really will. And so I could do it again. Y'all could do it. We've been doing it. We're gonna keep doing it. That's just how we operate around here, man. So yeah, I'm really sad, Frank. I'm still hearing this breaking up stuff, man. So I don't hear you too well, bro. I don't know if you got
Nah,
anything
yeah.
you want to share.
Man.
All right, man. So always, bro, I love being up on here, Frank. And so for all y'all that came through and let us borrow your time, we'll see y'all next week on Peace of Your Mind. Much love.